Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Evening with Dylan Russell. We're hanging out on the Dadcraft73 Java server, and I am playing around today with attempting to make a monastery. So we're going to see what we can do and how much we can get going. But I'm going to start out by showing you guys what the schematic should totally look like. So let's see, render layers. Let's go all. There we go. So it's kind of going to look like this. We're going to modify it as we go, but that's the basic look that we've got running. So we'll be in and out of this screen several times just because I'm sure people will want to see what it looks like as we go through. But to begin with, let's switch that back to single layer. Sure, we can deal with that. Nope. Let's go with single layer. And one more. Perfect. All right, so really that's all there is to it. Nothing more than just get back at it. Now, of course, the ground doesn't like what we're doing because it's all the wrong material, the wrong color. And some of these we're going to change as we go, so they're going to stay wrong. But we'll see what we can do to fix that. All right, and most of the pieces I brought with me, but some of them I forgot, so we'll just have to see what it asks for. The bottom layers are usually pretty stupid. Okay, so that one... not so much. So what I'm actually going to do is put a good amount of this back in the hole and whatever. Come on, you. And we will actually move up to the next layer and just deal with the floor as we get there because it looks like single layer isn't going to work. So what I want to do then is all below. There we go. And we'll go up one. And that means that we can change the stuff we need to, because it's complaining a lot about grass blocks, which will turn to dirt on their own once we get stuff put on top of them. So let's just get right to it. I didn't have that. That's the wrong direction. Hello? Thank you. Don't want to put that there yet. Thank you very much. No. Apparently Dylan can mess up even with schematics. I don't know how I do it, but hey, I would say it's not a talent or skill, but it's doable. All right, let's get this out of the road. Oops, that one there. So the story that we're going with on this one is that we've got our castle over yonder, which is actually rather large. But in any case, we're going to build our monastery over here. This is the major part of the buildings, but then we're also going to have to add extra places off to the right. Pardon me. I don't have bricks. Where did I put bricks? Thought I had bricks, or did I run out? Didn't carry them with me. Okay. We're gonna need more bricks, so let's just make a set into bricks. There we go. That should keep us for a minute or two. See, as long as I have what it's looking for, it will take it right out of my inventory. And if I don't have what it's looking for, then I have to go get it. Switch some of these. Oops. But if I double place, it starts placing above, in which case I don't know if it's going to be correct or not. It'll complain when I get there. So we have... oh!
Hello there.
Guess it got blanked. Hang on a second. Alerts. Why is that one not showing? Geekout, where did you go? Minigames? Minigames? Minigames. Alright. Geekout is back. There we go. You would like movies. Yes, movies is red, I believe. So let's pause this one and go G-Red. 2 films by Robert Rodriguez. Honestly, I can't for the life of me say I've ever watched one where I knew who the director was in most cases. Unless somebody told me beforehand. I mean, there's certain ones that you kind of get to know their style, but Rodriguez is definitely not one of those ones for me. I don't watch enough of their films to know. Apparently, I needed a crafting table in there for some reason. Sure. Okay. Right block there. That's cobble stairs. I guess I should have changed that one. Oh well. We shall get there. I don't know Robert Rodriguez films, so you guys are going to have to help me with that one. That one came by just this afternoon, so it's one of the new ones I've added in. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many of the new ones people know. Some of them I know right off the bat, but most of them I was really puzzled by. So we'll just have to see how this batch goes. Yeah. Let's see what we've got. Not much right now. So I think I'm going to pull Stern Prerogative and get us a new one. Out. Okay, we are looking at 2 songs about any specific event in history. There we go. I like that one. That one should be easy enough. It's one of those ones where it's like, I know about certain things that are often about, mining disasters and stuff like that. Specific event I can't always name. The wreck of the Abbey Fitzgerald, yep. That's a bit of a stretch. We didn't start the fire. Bit of a stretch there. But, let's see, I'll go with wreck of the Abbey Fitzgerald, and, I don't remember what the song's called. I know that there's sort of like the fake title that I keep remembering is one of the main lines from the chorus, but it's about, I just gotta get a message to you. That's not what it's called, though. That's the problem. Nope. Come on. So this monastery is not quite like the Shrewsbury one. Like it's a similar layout to the Shrewsbury Monastery, which has the, oh, what did I call it this morning? Holy Church of something or other. But we'll be modifying it after the fact. It's just that it takes more effort in my brain, it takes more effort to build than it does to modify. So I'm going with a known layout just to get our project rolling, and then we can always come back and make it more accurate when we're done. I mean, if you're talking about a period event, so something that goes on longer than just one specific sort of shot in the dark, there's the... Of course I have to forget now. Never mind. We've got the Canadian Railroad Trilogy, which wasn't the one I was originally thinking of. Yeah. That's one about a period of time. Start with an event, I guess, unless you want to consider the construction of the Canadian railroads to be an event. Oh, I'm out of... That's why. I'm out of the stone I need. There will be a lot of stone needed for this one. Wrong box, but this box. Sure. Probably don't need all that right now. Okay, stone. We're gonna make a bunch of those into more stone, or more bricks, pardon me. One, two, three, and a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, grab one more. There. Let's see what else we've got for songs. Songs. You know, this is one where I could totally use the dubs. I'm sure they would have, like, have this thing down pat. Oh wow, it's gonna bug me. I mean, there's that stupid one we keep singing about alligators and stuff, but I can never remember what it's called. That's the thing. Fantastic Sherlock Fox knows I am terrible with song titles and song authors, like, or who sang it, who wrote it, you know, that kind of stuff. But the one I'm thinking of we use as a camp song as well. It's like, in 1814 we took a little trip, like rather down the mighty Mississippi. And then they're singing about the War of American Independence. They fired their guns and the British kept it coming. There wasn't nigh as many as there was a while ago. They fired once more and they began to run in down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. But once again, I can never remember the name of the song. It's funny, you should see my campfire notes when I do them for the kids at camp. Sometimes I don't know what the song is even called, so it's like, which one's that? Oh, it's the one that goes blah blah blah. Okay, and so I've got weird little notes about which song it is. So, yeah. But if anyone else can think of songs about a specific event in history. Oh. I fell in that one. That feels weird. Should be like dead simple, but I keep double layering things. Okay. Let's see if we can. That's fencing. Okay, there's some more. There's a lot more in here. Do. So once the adventure of building the main part of the monastery is completed, then we're going to have the adventure of trying to get the existing librarians and the one existing priest to come on over here and find a new home. So hopefully that'll go well. That part makes me a bit nervous, but, you know, can't always plan in advance for everything. Why is that? We're at... Oh, right. Some of these floors, they look like they're stone, but they're not really. I made a mistake and changed too many pieces all at once. So we'll have to see how it turns out, because things turned colors they weren't supposed to turn. No! What is that? Oh, it's dirt. Oh, come on, don't be stupid. I don't care. I want to put these there. They're going to be dirt later.
What if they stick to their stories? We're stuck with a perfect crime. It happens. More than you think.
The blocks are translucent. Really, they are? Why are you... Okay. It's there, but then you say it's the wrong block. The heck? See? It says it's the wrong block. And yet I put it down. It's taking 2 shots. Oh, now that camping one is bugging me. It's going to be in my head. The scouts like it, but the cubs and beavers not so much. They just don't get it. Kind of too bad because I get a kick out of the fact that the song's got a bit about like got ourselves a gator, filled his head with cannonballs and powdered his behind, and when we set the powder off, the gator lost his mind. It's just a bit of a smile. Just the idea of exploding alligators makes me want to chuckle. Alright, what else have we got? Being as that one seems to be a no-go, we'll just take a quick second and throw up a different one. We rocket through these things a little bit. There we go. Okay, I have no idea about punk music, but I'm sure somebody out there does. So let's go with punk music. Now, pursuant to the build itself, once again, we're still working on the Brother Cadfael themed mysteries. So it was actually kind of interesting to take a look at the proposed sketches for what I shouldn't say proposed sketches, but the artist rendering of what the Shrewsbury Cathedral might have looked like in its heyday. I was really quite enjoying that. Nothing super notable, but it was just interesting to see what each of the rooms were for. I didn't know that there was such a thing as a re-refectory. Why it's anything, I don't know. But then they have like warming rooms, which I think is a very handy sort of thing, but it's not necessarily anywhere near the door. Full of any sort of band that you'd say is full of punks? Yeah, probably. Oops. I never did listen to punk music. And there's stuff that probably is considered punk music that I'd heard some of, but didn't clue in that it was punk music, you know? One of those sorts of things. Can I get up here now? My kind of luck, I'll have like one lonely little piece of something or other where I'll get almost all the blocks in, and then leave like one and start falling in it like a hole on a regular basis. I know there's keys available for continuous placement. I did not set them, just because I couldn't decide what I wanted to use, and allows me to squirrel a bit more. Just for curiosity, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, what would you consider punk music to be? I mean, feel free to even look it up if you want, but I have no clue, really, how one would describe it. For the most part, it's older than my current taste in... Well, no, that's not true. It's younger than my current taste in music. Let's probably put it that way. That doesn't mean it's younger than me, it's just younger than my current taste in music. There's a weird feeling I'm missing something, and plenty. Lots of the floors. We need to do lots of the floors. Oops. But I want to get some of this shape dealt with so that we can see what we're dealing with in terms of what's worth doing for floors and what's not. How did I miss that? So here, there, and everywhere we'll have lonely little blocks where we've forgotten to put things. Really? Ah! Sorry for the quiet. I discovered that last week's cold that was driving me so nuts. It's still around, but it's not actually a cold. I'm one of those people that apparently suffer spring allergies quite nicely. And as the melts come through, not only do we get the pollen and the dust all stirred up, both of which I'm allergic to, but we also get the snow mold, which I am definitely allergic to. So it just means that I'm all super duper stuffed up. I'm doing my best to try and pronounce things in such a way that I'm not getting as much vibration in the nose with like N type letters, because that's when you sound like you've got a horrible cold in your nose, you know, and it also vibrates things to the point where I start sneezing, which we don't need. Okay, I think that's just about it for the stone, so let's go sleep before I get eaten alive. Fantastic Sherlock Fox was telling me about the other day when he was trying to play and turned around and there was like 3 baby zombies bugging him. And I did that earlier today. I was doing something with free cam. Didn't realize it got to be night, and then 3 baby zombies started attacking my character while I wasn't anywhere near it, which was not very helpful. Let's get this. Polished. And there'll be a bunch of... Actually, I've got some polished stairs. Let's leave it at that for now. What do we need? Spruce planks, okay. So there's some where I'm going to ignore what it says. I'm going to turn easy place. Oops, wrong one. Easy place off. Because I had wanted them to be spruce planks, but I did a stupid and changed the roof before I changed the rest of the place in here. And so the roof should have been planks is not. It's oh no, sorry. This part that should have been planks is not. So we're gonna mess with the floors and the above floor sections here. It's gonna be all angry at me, but I don't really care because that's what I want it to be. Is this color or spruce? And not being super familiar with Lightmatica, I know some of it I can change on the fly, like as in to change all of a particular block. So there was a lot of cobblestone that I just made into stone, but unfortunately not so easy to do some of something or other when there's more of it in the building. Also these stairs, I tried to swap out some stairs in another section of the building where they turned to being deep slate as well, and unfortunately the direction just wouldn't place where I wanted them to. So we're just going to change those manually as well. What's this? So it's cobblestone stairs, iron. There's the one I was thinking of, like that. Oop. How did I put? Interesting. Oh, that's why it's mad, because I've already changed that part. Okay. Doesn't like that for flooring. So some of these, this will be in here. This section is going to be our infirmary. So you're going to have the hospitaler in there. And let's move this one. It's going to complain that that's there. Put that one there. So this is supposed to be all wood planks as well. But that's what happens when you mass replace things. In Lightmatica, sometimes it just decides to change everything. And yeah, not so effective. I think I should probably pause and take care of some of this floor business. So let's do just that. See, this little gap is one of those ones where I tried to fix the floor. It's got to be kind of stupid, so I just ignored it. Gotta fix it after. Oops. Did I dig too deep? Okay. Oh, so give me my things. Thank you. Thank you. Much better. Now it looks like I actually have some idea what I'm doing with this floor. Now I don't fully like the floor, but I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. Oops. That was dumb. What I'll probably do is come back in later, and some of the flooring will be swapped out with some sort of polished something or other, just to make it actually have more of a squared off tile pattern.
Hello?
Hi there, Noah. Good to see you. Unfortunately, I'm afraid you cannot easily. This is a whitelisted server belonging to a content creator, and it's for all of his Patreon members. So you're more than welcome to check out Dadcraft73, who's available on YouTube and on Twitch material, and check out his Patreon page, his Discord, that sort of jazz. So, as a member of the server, we do not get the power to be able to add people, and those are up to the admins of the server, and they only do it based on who's members of Dadcraft73's Patreon. So, I'd love to, but I just don't have the power to. But yeah, you're welcome to go ahead and check that out and see what you think. No? Whoa, whoops. So it's not exactly a free-to-play server per se. It's just there's, membership fee of his Patreon. So yeah. This one there. Not that. No. Come on, you silly thing. I want this. I want dirt, please. Is that... There we go. It's better. There we go. So there are quite a number of members on this server. They're doing a lot of cool things. I know one of the people I often check out on Tuesday evenings is actually Huge Stormy Owl. Totally worth catching her material. As a content creator, she's got a big castle going underway. And I'm kind of glad that I'm not doing a castle right now, because my castle turned out a little different than I had hoped, but it did the job. What do I want? I want... Oh, right, I don't have the right stuff. Here we go. Can I put the bricks in now? But, I like all the creators on this server, all the players on this server, they're not all content creators, but all the players on this server have very unique styles, and I like that everybody's work is very different. It makes it fun to watch, and it makes it fun to check out the bases of the people who aren't content creators, like don't play YouTube and so on, and or don't make content for Twitch and so forth. And it's neat to see their various different styles. It also is interesting when we get the opportunity to help one another from time to time. Although my job is usually, I'm scared of wrecking other people's plans for an area. So if I volunteer to help out, often my favorite thing to do is to run around and suck up all the junk they dropped. Not because not so that it doesn't despawn. Although, I mean, hey, that would be Wolfen's favorite thing. But no, it's instead so that we have the blocks for later. Because sometimes when you want to make a build, until they put out LAs, I was the human LA, I guess. And so that's the sort of thing that I do best. But once people are able to show, hey, here's what you do, this is all I want you to do, and I don't care if they tear it out 6 times or 7 times or whatever it takes to get it the way they want. But in any case, I'm one of those people who loves to help with community projects when I can. I'm usually behind the 8 ball on my own projects. So when people say, hey, there's a community project, it gets done before I even have time to say, hi, I can help. That's just the way it goes. But that's okay, right? The communities usually help each other, because if you do need something, a particular supply or a particular person to give you another pair of hands, there's usually someone there. Like, for example, I've got a bunch of the materials for this place from Fantastic Sherlock Fox. So he's been digging around below his base, and so he's got a good amount of deep slate coming up. And so I claimed it, I guess. Said, yeah, can I use it? Sure. Okay. So I have a lot left to do, but I have not dug under my base for that because there's a huge cavern down there, and I stupidly went and lit up just enough of it that it's a little more dangerous than I'm currently comfortable with. So I figured I'll do other above ground projects first, and if he's got stuff he doesn't need, I will gladly take it off his hands. I guess being a fox maybe his paws? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, but this place will definitely need... It's got a lot of very plain stone in the floors, and I think I'm going to go with something like a polished stone just to get the squares going on. I think that would look a little bit nicer. So head over here because it looks like it's just about time to sleep. Too early. Okay, what can we have? What do we have for stone types? So if I want to turn it into... Oh. Chiseled might get a little busy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just gonna see how this looks, because I think that might be a little bit busy. Four shows cancelled after 2 or fewer seasons. Well, it's Firefly. This is clearly one of them, but this is 4. So, can't say Firefly four times and call that it. Yeah, that might be a bit of a busy floor. It's doable, but it's busy. Maybe for some of the hallways. Which means that I'm going to need to get some stone cooking. Oh, if I can fly. Don't fly with a torch, that doesn't help. I need to get some stuff. Ouch. You're saying it can't run more than 2 seasons just because of the way the storyline works? I'm not familiar with that. Okay. So let's grab some stone. Dirt away, because we're going to have far more dirt than we're ever going to need. Those over there. Okay, now I could fill slots with stone. Oh, that's the stone. And I don't have to worry about not having enough because the lava generator and the stone generator, yeah, very, very helpful combination. We'll come back for that later. Let's see, how many buckets can we have space for? 6. I think I've only got 5 over there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So smooth stone look. Let's see. My wall of everything. I don't know, I just use this wall for all kinds of stuff. 2. You know, in some areas I think even that will look nicer than what we've currently got. What else do I have? Yeah, not enough andesite to do anything with, because the polished andesite looks good. I don't need diorite, that's definitely silly. Yeah, in lieu of the plain stone, I think that will work better. So we'll use that for floors. I'll come back and get a bunch later. Even though I'm on a server, and I've got some pretty crummy frame rates at the moment, that's kind of my fault. A lot of it is because I'm dealing with this big schematic. On a hole. But also part of it... on another hole. Part of it is also that I'm working with just a big space. Okay. I turned up my render distance for a bit, but I don't need it to be quite that big. Let's go 18 ought to do it. There, we don't need to be able to see everything. That'll still look pretty big for a while because I'm using a mod called Abbey, and it locally caches a good number of them, but the problem is that it periodically, there we go, makes the schematic disappear, so I have to actually bring that back. Bell circle, I didn't know that, yeah, I didn't know that got cancelled. To be perfectly honest, my prediction is that the Harry Potter reboot as a TV series, I think is going to have the same problem. I really do think it's not going to last. Okay, let's do... Hey, Scrublord, how are you doing? Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Oh, this one... don't even know what that was for. Some of these I have to keep as the block that they were showing as, simply because I don't remember what the earlier block was for. Oh, come on. This one right around the door I know is going to be wrong, because it changed a bunch of the oak squares, and really they're placed in to look like larger doors, but we're going to change those out to the really dark oak later on. That are spruce. Just home from work. Ooh, was it a busy day at work today? I'm playing around with the floors, and I'm trying to decide, I think some of the floors are going to be wood, and some of the floors are going to be stone, and I think for big sitting rooms like this, I'm going to go with wood, because then it doesn't look quite so, well, I mean, it wouldn't be quite so cold on your feet. That sounds crazy, but yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What is this? Okay. Workers decent, not super busy? Tuesday are usually your slowest day. Well, I guess that's a good thing. It's funny. Even in the food industry, the little I've done in the food industry, it didn't seem to matter what part of the food industry you're in, and in terms of like food establishments, but it seems to be like everybody now assumes the Tuesdays are going to be seniors day, and therefore little old ladies and little old men are going to be hanging out, and they just don't go. It's kind of funny how that works out. At least that's the way it worked up here when I did food service for a while. But I'm kind of glad that at least you have a night that's not totally run off your feet. Yeah, type of the revenue exactly. Slow days can be nice. I mean, if it's a business where you would like to get tips, then slow days stink. But at least it beats feeling like you totally earned it because of the chaos that you had to put up with that day. Yeah, well, this particular meeting that's been 9.5 hours has been in multiple parts. So I mean, they get a little bit of coffee break here and there, and he had lunch break and stuff like that. So it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't horrid either. Okay, this is the warming room, so I'm going to change out this floor because actually I don't want it to be burnable. Let's go with this. Yeah. I'm going to switch it up. The schematic's gonna get mad, but I don't care. You know, I don't need a permit. My world. I can do what I want. You see I tried to fix it here too, and not so much. Ooh, yuck. Didn't realize you transferred it to your phone. See? Shows you how little I know. Yeah, that's gonna look better. Because you can't see it very well right now with this schematic turned on, but it's got the flooring has got a little line in it, and I think that'll work a bit better than the solid walls we had. Okay, so I was working on flooring, which means I need more of those. Those things are in the smelter, and I'm going to bet you because it was out of range, it's not going to have smelted. That would, you know, make sense. It's one of those things I hadn't thought about first. Ooey. Ow. Dylan can smack into almost anything. Yeah, Fantastic Shock Fox has to be really lucky in terms of picking up all kinds of cool pictures when he goes for a walk. Haha, ha. Yep. Okay, so... given that... What do we got? One of these. Two of those. Where is one of those? Just need two of those. 1, 2, I need a third hopper. Actually, deal with one. That. I'm trying to think. 1, 2, 3. All else fails, take one with you. Right? That'll do. Pounds, please. Thank you. And let's see what we got. I'm going to need... Just for convenience sake, I'll pull it out of this end. Do I have any more over here? Sure. Take that. Oh, hey, an empty bed. It's so nice not to have to worry about not having rockets anymore. I like that a lot. I will use this in some areas, but not in all of them, because it just didn't quite work out right. Okay. Let's make one of these boxes. Let's see. Box. Do. I like tucking things away, but this is just silly if I do that. So what I'm going to do is just hold it out a little further. There we go. Is that empty? Perfect. That's an empty shulker box. And that goes in there. And that goes there. One here. There. This. that. Oops, that's what I wanted. Yeah, don't smelt that, please. Thank you. Well, that'll do. Yes. Oh, come on. Glenn, stop being so fussy. There, okay. Picky pants. Right, we need stone. Where did I put stone? Sure. Working, yay! It's quiet tonight. It seems that people are on their own projects elsewhere. But that's okay. This channel has its ups and downs. Page down. Page down. Oops, not that. On, but I just go down, down. So let's see how that other room turned out. This one, or put the, yeah. I might have just switched this one specifically to andesite, but I think that's going to work better in the hallways overall. Even though it's slightly lighter than the stone, I think it's going to work better. Great. Remember, oh, that was wood, right? I was using wood for this room. Okay, so I didn't think to bring the wood. That would be, you know, sensible. Back and forth. Oh, no, wait a minute. Ow. Did I bring the wood, just not with me? This one? Yeah. There, that's better. Yep. Floor no likey. That's okay. Finish up the warming room floor to start with. Not all supposed to go red. Red's saying that this is the incorrect block, but because I'm changing things on the fly, it doesn't know what the correct block is in my brain, so it just complains. Bricks, bricks, bricks. Stone. We'll go with. Oh, okay. We'll go with this one. Let's try something else. Configuration, sort of all below. Let's try single layer. There, then I can page up a couple. Yep, that's better. Yeah, actually. What do I need? I can put that in the warmer room instead. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay. Nine. Why is my brain not working today? One, two, three, 4, That'll give me 25. There we go.
We encourage lawlessness with the farce of prohibition.
Yep. Lurk for sure? Sure, no problem. Take all the time you need. And I mean, even if lurking doesn't work for you and your, device doesn't like that, I appreciate that you took the time to drop by. Definitely do. What is this? Oh. Ah. Oops. Oops. Okay. So then if I go up a couple, yeah, it's busy, but I think that for this particular room it works. And I could do the hallways in the other stuff. Part of it, I really appreciate that scribbler. I very much do. My style works for some and not for others, and as with all streamers, you got your ebbs and flows, and sometimes we get onto a project that's really exciting and people are, all enthused about it, and other times they're not so much, and I'm okay with that. It feels weird sometimes, but I think it took me a while to get used to it, and now that I'm getting used to it, I don't really get as flustered about it anymore. It sounds funny when I say it that way, but it's not coming across the way I meant it. That's the story, I guess. What do we got? I didn't realize until this afternoon that I have the odd ability to interact with the actual schematic itself through FreeCam, but I can't, physically place blocks or whatever, but I could do alterations and stuff with the free camera turned on. That was a weird feeling, being able to fly around inside it and make changes to it, like to the design, without actually having my character right there. Oh, I think I must have. What did I do? Aha, I know I did. Too many pieces. Yeah, enjoy. Go ahead and de-stinkify to your heart's content. I have to go de-phantomify, I guess. Come on. Look at the puppy dog. This wolf has been watching me constantly for quite a while. Kind of amusing. I'm actually going to send this below the floor temporarily, just so that, pardon me, I can take a look what I want to do with the floors. 7. Can I at least get this? Oh, I got the hallway finished. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, sure. That'll get me out there. 1, 2. Where did the dirt go? No. Alright. What else do I want to do? So that's the courtyard. I need to put a tree in there to remind myself. Dirt. That was supposed to be the flooring. I don't like the lack of contrast in the flooring, so I think the chairs might end up switching out eventually. And that's inside a tower, which will remain that way until I figure out what the church looks like. Okay, so we're just about ready for the next level, I guess. Because I'm waiting on a lot of this stone, which means that, yeah, we only have a few blocks at a time. So that means that we're going to go up. I'll just put these ones in and, yeah, head up. Oh, Oswin. There we go. I can't remember why I had that. Is it supposed to be wood at both ends? It is. That looks really dumb. Or is it meant to be stone at both ends? Just gotta figure out. Okay, north is that way. This is part of the eating hall and actual storage, to be honest with you. I can't remember. Well, I guess I'll have to come back to it. Okay, let's go get ourselves. Do we have a tree? Do we have a tree in a box? Not particularly, no. Don't want a birch tree in there. I would like... some stairs. There we go. The stairs will work. You can see that these ones once again got messed up and were supposed to be changed, but that's okay. I'm going to go like this, and that one, and this one, and that one. We're supposed to have a tree in the middle, or sorry, dirt in the middle, but this one will have to do. Yeah, what did I path it for? Why for did I path it? I'm not sure. There, now you get your dirt. Be happy. Alright. Doors. Apparently not. Jumpy, jumpy. Alright, up. So let's see about... That's glass. Okay. Another one of those things I didn't bring with me. This one, and let's get blocks.
Your blood will turn white. Your face will turn green. Your eyeballs will pop with pressure. Because our tools, they for your strength, you're gonna need an awful lot. When you see our shocker pictures, so terrifying.
Come on, you. Thank you. That one. This one. The thing about this like Matica mod is that I can actually change my reach to 6 when I'm using it, but I have a bad habit of not doing so. I just get used to the reach I've normally got, so it feels weird to have a longer one. But either way, it's still faster than doing it from memory or photos, because last Last season, it took a long time to build the church, and while I enjoyed it, and I said I was going to reuse that design, two things occurred to me. One is that the design I used is not the correct shape for what I need here. The second problem is that the second problem is that the scale was all screwed up, so that wouldn't have helped either. Floor blocks. Okay, that one's empty. Let's put that away. Nope, that's not that one. This one. That was for rooms. Okay, let's get back at it. Oops. Alright, put that section. Put down the row. Nope. Nope. Out of glass. 1, 2. Let's see. So we're not doing so hot on that geek out. I'm going to try a new one. Oh. Well, that's not one that's going to help me a whole lot. Bad crowds, where are you when I need you? 2 biker films. Wow. Yeah. I do not know. Why does that have a hole in it? Easy Rider. Okay, yeah, that's probably the only one I recognize. And Essex Fox, you've seen a lot more movies than me on like airplanes and stuff. Any chance you've got any clue? I know you said Easy Rider, but I can't think of any more at the moment. I mean, I'll admit I'm distracted, but still, it's... I sometimes wonder how my father would do at these games. He's one of these guys that, like... He's a weird one. And what I mean by that, I mean, people's parents are usually weird. But, my father is one who does not read fiction books at all. But he's a huge reader of non-fiction material. Go figure. And so for a fiction story, if you want him to be aware of the fiction story and the content, and like even if it's sort of a pop culture thing that everybody should know, unless it's been made into a movie or a TV show, he hasn't seen it. Or he has no clue. Seriously, the only reason he knows much at all about Lord of the Rings is because he's read Tolkien's biography and read books about the stuff, but not actually the... What did I just miss here? No! Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate that. Down, what did I miss? Nope. Thank you very much, Mike, on Switch. I love it. That was good. And what was that supposed to be? I might have to do some more flooring just so I can figure out what some of these pieces are supposed to be. Some of the black stuff, as I said, I had changed it out. And so now I'm kind of confusing myself as I go through going, is that something I wanted to be the polished deep slate, or is it something I wanted to be wood instead? I'm going to bet it's probably wood. Looks like it should be, but I'm at the point where I never know. Oh, and it's bedtime, so I better smarten up and get moving. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. And there's a motor. I mean, if you're gonna add, if there's a motorcycle in Top Gun, in that case, then we could probably say that you could probably qualify half the Mad Max movies as motorcycle movies. See? What did I tell you about baby zombies? Really? Go away! Honestly, get a grip. Little flame ball. So they do burn. They're just fast. Let's see what we got. Do-do-do. Ah! Oops. So we now have something going that looks, if you look on the map, that it actually looks like something. Looks like more than that castle, to be honest with you. The Abbey is completely the wrong size, so we're going with the inspired by, because scaling is out to lunch. The castle is actually far too small for the size it should be with people in it, but, you know, being Minecraft, it's far too big for the space we've got. You know, that's how Minecraft goes. It's always warped. Thank you. So this is the cloister section of the church in here, which is sort of the central walk zone. And rather than building a tree, I'm just going to grow a tree. That's why I'm leaving that till the end. And we will have to do better lighting. I know we've got torches all over the place, and there's a bunch that the build says should be in there, which I didn't add them, but some of them I have put similar places, just to keep it a little bit more friendly, I guess? Family friendly isn't the word. Friendly probably would work. Okay, where are we here? This wall? I should have got the window panes, because this is being annoying without the window panes. With all this up and down biz. But hey, we're getting the job done, right? Yoink! Oh, oops. Oops-a-daisy. And then probably after I run out of... Well, I don't know about run out of, but take another... Next time I get to a semi-pause point, then I'm going to head back over to the furnaces and see how much more of the smooth stone that we've got cooked up. So I can get another round of flooring done. Because this spot needs some fixing. Oh, actually, I guess that doesn't need fixing. That's the warming room. Right. I keep forgetting about that. The warming room is exactly what it sounds like. Or warming up. Of course, the monks would get in a whole lot of trouble if they hung out in there too long, but it's kind of like your generic water cooler. It's not very large because they were discouraged to hang out. But it was seen as a necessity because, of course, if you get cold, if you get wet, you know, everybody needs to warm up. Otherwise, you're going to end up in the infirmary, and that's just a waste of everybody's time and resources. Okay. This way? More ghosties? There we go. Oh, come on. That. My son said to me the other day, it's amazing how much you know about monk history and stuff. Considering that you don't go to church. I'm like, oh, thanks. I just said, it's interesting. You read some storybooks. He goes, well, I know a lot about Lord of the Rings. I said, see, my point is the same. You're not a dragon, nor are you a dwarf. That's different. Search me. Okay. I'm kind of squirreling in terms of which direction I go, so there's no real pattern, rhyme or reason to this. I mean, there might be once I get to roofing and such, but there isn't much of a pattern here. This section would actually be their kitchen. So the fact that this swapped out is kind of a mistake. That was supposed to be a block, but yeah. as I said, not utterly or not totally familiar with Litematica. I use it a good bit, but often I don't have to change things in ways that are fussy. I will say that the person who designed this one, although it's a really nice design and it gets most of the job done, it's got a really sad block palette. Now, normally I'm pretty bad at block palettes, but I mean, this guy looks like he's got... Whoever started this one had made the choice to use very, very limited block palettes. We had stone, cobblestone, 3 pieces of netherrack, I think, a bunch of dirt, a bunch of oak. In blocks, slabs, and stairs. And if I remember correctly, that's basically it. And you see the other things like beds and bookshelves and such, but not much in the actual block palette. And I can't say I was looking for imagination, because it's not one of those sorts of buildings where people were expected to have imagination. But it's just funny, because normally I'm pretty terrible at block palettes myself, so for me to recognize it kind of says that it must be really bad. Okay, it's the real deal. That's the real deal. That is. This is not. Welcome back, Scrublord. Hope you feel cleaner. That's a short shower. I'll admit, I think my shortest one lately has been probably about 15 minutes, I think, maybe? I'm usually one of those people that takes a really long shower, but then again, I don't have... It's one of those ones where, like, on some of my showers I do everything, and other ones I just do the basics. And so the super short one was just the basics. And we had places to go and things to do. Did I miss anything? Aside from the glass. Let's see, let's go out here at the upper half of the door. There's the fencing. I need glass it, and I need fence. I can do this in free cam. Okay. I need to figure out what that was. Otherwise, it's just glass, fencing, and flooring, really. Alright. But of course, now that I turn that off, I have to walk. I could fly, but it's not really worth it. I guess being as I need the glass, it might be worth it. Let's just see what I've got smelted up here for flooring. Sniff, sniff. Ah! So that's not real. Okay. Somewhere else. This. Oh, come on. And up. That's where I was working on the floor before. And actually, compared to the walls, when this was plain stone, I like the contrast of the lighter color, or the lighter stone look with the walls, and the tiles actually work well. Sort of the square block thing. Now, a good bit of this, I will admit, when I looked at the schematic to begin with, a good bit of this was actually cobblestone. So some of the building was done in stone, and some of it was done in cobblestone. And I switched a lot of the cobblestone to stone. So some of the lack of block palette's my fault, but that's just because I have a hate-on for cobblestone, for the most part. So some of the floors were stone, contrast next to cobblestone, which, I mean, I guess technically there's texture when you do that. Okay. So that's the courtyard. Let's see what other room needs this. This one here. And don't know what this is. I'm assuming I'm going to need it in there. 51 won't be enough. Let's see what I can jump up here. Is there anywhere else? Oh, that needs it. Nope, I don't. Keep looking at that spot saying, who needs it? No, it doesn't. And this one, I can't remember what it was supposed to be. Let's do this room. Why not? Why not? Oh. Don't want baby zombies and whatever. So I have a question, Scrubboy. It sounds like you're in the food service. So I'm curious. When you come home from work, in contrast to a younger person or just a different food field, when we'd come home, you know, like when I worked at the zoo, I sometimes worked in the frying, like the fryers, hamburgers for their diner and stuff like that. Boring as all snot. But anyways, I'd come home smelling like a French fry. Weirdly, I don't know how to explain it really, but when I worked in the hard ice cream department, I came home smelling like ice cream. That's a funny thing to smell like, but it did. So I'm curious, when you come home from work after working for your day, what would you say is the predominant scent aside from like maybe just grimy and sweaty? I used to smell like a French fry so much that my mom would make me put my boots outside. Because we had to wear closed-toe, preferably supportive footwear. So that was my first experience with hiking boots, was food service. Oops. What have we got? Oh, we have biker films. Right. Skipping the biker films. Sorry. No can like. We have choice categories. Okay, so what I'm going to do with my choice categories, because I get them frequently, is I've got the original dice from the box, and it would actually be 6-sided, so the other 5 sides have the colors on them, and then the 6th would be the blank white one. So I'm just going to roll the dice. And we have, I'll show it on camera, black. Which is going to be miscellaneous category. Oh. 2 famous psychics. Great. I think we did talk about this one. We talked about psychics versus mentalists. Now, I guess you could kind of say that Sybil Trelawney as a character would be possibly a qualifier, but that's really splitting hairs. Okay, we've had this one. That one looped. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Nope, we had that one too. Wow, MTV original productions. That's something I haven't heard in a coon's age. I mean, the closest thing I could ever think of is like... See, the thing is, Canada didn't often get much in the way of MTV. I mean, there was some, but we got a lot of, like... Up here it was much more music, which wasn't really the same thing. You could get paid TV channels that had MTV on it. But the freebie stuff in my region didn't actually have MTV. So my brain wants to say silly things like pop-up video, which doesn't help anybody. I seriously did ask or add some extra categories. I've got another... Let's see, how much did I do this afternoon? I think... So I got about that much done already. And then this afternoon I shot in a little bit more. So we've got some more new ones. It just seems like they're just not coming up. Okay, Scratch MTV. What do we got? There we go. Okay, 2 famous TV catchphrases. So somebody's catchphrase on TV. I'm sure we could think of those ones. I mean, I know we had a conversation on Swanky Potato Stream a while back about some of the silly catchphrases from Late Night Shopping Channel. Ow. I just paper cut myself. Engage. Yes. I've heard it both ways. What's that from? Yes. You're not going to get me to actually say that, but yes. So welcome in. Welcome in, Mike. Ooh, first time chatter here. Interesting. Pleased to see you. I know I've seen you around in Dadcraft's channel, so, and I thought I'd seen you as a lurker in this channel. But you're always welcome in anytime you like. One more thing. Yep, just one more thing. Good old Peter Falk's Columbo. I mean, the one more thing was so prevalent that even when Steve Jobs started using it, people were cheering the first time they heard it. And I think it was the Columbo reference at that time, even though he actually meant it for his Apple presentations. But the first time he used it, people were thinking about the Peter Falk thing, I'm pretty sure. I hope you got the right place, Mike. I sincerely do. If you've been in Dadcraft's channel, I'm the one that for a brief while was referred to as Scam Russell. That there's Scam Russell doing her thing again. But the other part of it is nobody can spell my name correctly or pronounce it correctly, so it's a bit of a shot in the dark. I get plenty that call me Delaney or Delaney. I got that too. Delaney is one that I'm not a huge fan of. What else have we got? Let's see. Psych! Yes. For sure. What else? We got catchphrases. I mean, from one of the shows you won't see much anymore. Used to be, hey, hey, hey.
Hello?
Hello. Yada, yada, yada. Of course. That's almost a phrase in itself. Hi, ITT Tom. Good to see you. So today we are working on a monastery. All sorts of pieces of it at once, layer by layer. I'll just give you guys a quick boo at the whole thing. Oops, let's bow out of this one. So you can see that we've got a schematic to go with. I'll give it a quick fly around. It's actually chopped off at the top, and we're going to be making some adjustments. So these towers will be changed up because they're not the way the real existing building survives. And then some of these little prong things on the outside will probably shift. Styling wise, they're a little bit different. But we've got a relatively straightforward Benedictine Abbey that always has the church in the north side with a standard cross shape to it. And then they have a cloister in the center. And then off to the right, you'll have the chapter house and sometimes the dormitories. And then on this west side, you'll have storage and laypersons' sleeping quarters. And then down in the south here, you'll have things like the kitchens and the refectory where they would all sit for their meals, as well as off to the south here, which we don't even have on there, is we're going to have to build an abbot's lodgings and some fields and so on and so forth. So we've got a bit of work to do. Horse hockey. Yep. Horse pucky. Thurman Potter was awesome. He had some really good lines too. So weirdly enough, I can actually interact with this thing when I'm in play around, like in free cam, but I can't actually place blocks for that. So I actually have to be in real life mode, so to speak. Config, layers, below. There we go. Okay, and then I can go up, up. And I'm trying to get through the flooring, but I'm changing it as we go. So it's a little different than what the schematic says it's supposed to be. Oh, no, not that one, thank you. Easy place you can turn off. So that's why it's turning red when I put down blocks, because it doesn't like the blocks I'm choosing. All right. Come on, 25 after. So we have some doors to put in, and we need some windows. And I left all the windows behind, so I'm going to go grab those. Now, for those that know, yes, I am having horrible frame rates. That's my own fault. It's because I'm using an add-on called Buddy. Oh, not Buddy, sorry, Bobby. And the Bobby add-on allows me to cache some of these chunks locally. But the resulting effect is when I move, periodically I get frame rate drops through the floor. Let's see. Let's try dropping it back a little bit more. Video settings, renders, let's go 12 ought to do it. So technically the server wants you to be at 12, but things cut off. Now because I've cached them, you'll still see a lot of the distance further than that. Hey Benson, how goes? How goes,
Hello
my
there.
fine friend? I'm trying to figure out where I put my glass. Ah, there I did. There we are. And I can drop out the dirt because I know we're not going to need that. And drop the... Oh, wrong one. Nope. That goes... here. Glass. Where did I put the glass? Okay, I need 3 of these. There, that'll work for a minute or two. Now, iron bars. I have to remember how to make those. Of course, they come in 16. I only need 3. For geekout. Cut it out! A whole intro to the SV. Yes. Dun dun dun. I wouldn't necessarily call that a catchphrase, though. But I mean, I could be being too picky about the whole thing. I mean, there's also the Whose Line Is It Anyway? Where they say stuff like, where the games are made up and the points don't matter? Or something like that. Deal with it. Isn't that where that came from? Yep, the lovely little musical scream after that. I swear that guy is responsible for bringing aviator glasses back into fashion again. Between him and Top Gun. I keep want to say his name's like David Carradine or something, but I'm not very good with actors, so probably wrong. Watch me pull a rabbit out of the hat. But Bullwinkle, that trick never works. This time for sure, Rocky. And of course it's always Rocky he pulls out of his hat, so yeah, it never works. Trust no. I'll get you, Gadget! Next time! Okay, where are we here? Ooh. What was different about that particular presentation? Because I'm kind of curious. I was never a PHAN fan, but I was quite interested in Phantom of the Opera for a long time. I mean, I've got my preferred actors and so on. Okay, how can Windows have a wrong orientation? Seriously. The wrong state. Yeah, Fantastic Sherlock Fox and I have a history with that show because we went to see it on the night we got engaged, officially. Long story made super short on that one was that we totally knew we were getting married. Like, that was a done deal thing. We'd already been sharing a condo and so on. But but we went to a restaurant and stuff, and we picked out the ring. But unfortunately, it was supposed to be ready by the performance night, and the story I got fed was that it wasn't going to be ready because we'd asked for the diamond in the engagement ring to be set lower than the original plan had called for, because I wanted to be able to make sure that it wasn't going to get caught on jewelry and stuff, or that I wouldn't have a problem with winter gloves, because, you know, being Canada, winter is a thing. And so, really? Oh, it's Mags. I don't have a block in there. Okay, whatever. So that was the version, and Fantastic Sherlock Fox picked out a different piece of jewelry to surprise me with that that was very, very beautiful, but another little necklace and stuff, and just sort of like, this is to hold place until we can get the ring, and I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. So the night before, or the night of the concert, we went to a restaurant, and then just as we're going to be having dessert before we get ready to go, he says, "Oh yeah, you better try this on to make sure it fits." And of course, it was the ring that wasn't supposed to be ready. So yeah, that was kind of cool. And then we went off to see Phantom of the Opera. But I mean, I've been, you know, knowing the London original cast version of that musical since I was in grade 8. So yeah, it was one of those things, like, I would stay in at lunch, my best friend and we'd pretend ourselves into various parts, which I will admit we were both terrible, and we both knew it, but it was fun nonetheless. And I mean, it's the one where, you know, as a kid you can get away with it, like you could actually hit some of those notes, which you can't as successfully in an adult. And when you're a kid, you think you're great, right? You think you're hot stuff, and yeah, well, we're not. Never was, never will be, but it was just fun. So I actually, little things like I got my nose out of joint when I discovered the Canadian Toronto cast had some of the lyrics changed, which it wasn't their fault per se. I guess it was the directors or producers or something wanted some of the additional lyrics to some of the songs, and so that was done, but the cast was not too impressed, and I was not too impressed, and yeah, just one of those stories. And I'll be honest, I feel sorry for anybody who can hear me in the shower sometimes on weekends when that comes on. Though they did say, although it's Phantom of the Opera is no longer performing on Broadway, it's still available for rent for smaller theater companies. So as in, other groups are allowed to put it on if they pay the appropriate fees and stuff. And so that means it could come around anyways. Also, there are still currently touring companies doing it, so that's going to be a thing for a while. Hey, she's not actually as bad as you think. I've noticed, I noticed when our daughter sings, and I hope she's not watching because I'm going to insult her a little bit. She's kind of off key, but the thing is, it's less off key, and that she's still learning to sing at the same rate as the music. That's her biggest issue right now, I find, is singing at the same rate. So if it's a song she really, really, really knows well and she's focusing and stuff, like if she does an intentional read along the lyrics while she's singing, like a karaoke or something, she's fine. And I mean, like just about perfectly on key, just about perfectly in time. But when she is just kind of doing her own thing, humming and singing along, she does that. She does that thing where you can't actually understand a word she's saying, and it's all mush mouth. So yeah, it's predictable, but it's still annoying. So it's one of those things that it's going to take time, but she's getting better at it because the more she learns to sing on time with the rest of the music, the better she's getting. The other thing is that I found out at one point that she was trying to throw things intentionally because she was worried that because I'm into music and stuff, that she was worried that I was going to push her to be a part of the school choir that their music teacher was making them be a part of. I would have, unfortunately, highly encouraged it. But if she still didn't want to, she didn't want to, fine. That's her prerogative. Partly because I had met the teacher, and the teacher is very unique. I think I may have mentioned on stream, but we have some reason to think the teacher may be very slightly off her bean. That's probably one of the most impolite things I could say, but probably fairly accurate. But yeah, just different incidents and stuff have suggested that teacher's just a little preoccupied with something else going on in her life, and undergrading some of the stuff that she's showing the kids. So warm-up tunes to get you in the mood to be in music class for grade 5 and 6 students should not be nursery music. That kind of opinion. But anyway, that's neither here or there. Yeah, when she's got someone to sing with, that's it. And sometimes she likes to sing with me. I ask her, will you please? Because I will be mucking around or whatever with karaoke because I'm terrible, but I do it anyways. And, but I let her pick. And weirdly, she's actually not that bad at some of the musicals I absolutely love, which is good, because I was worried that when she started singing with me for fun, that I was going to get all high and mighty on her or something and be saying, oh, you're not doing it right or something. And so I was quite concerned that I would get in that mode, or at least feel like I wanted to do that. Didn't happen. So yeah, that was a relief for both parties, I assume. I don't know if she likes certain songs because I like them or what the deal is, but she likes Defying Gravity, which is kind of funny because I know I can't do it anymore. I try it, but I'm I know I feel sorry for people when they listen, but she is not that bad at it, and she actually likes to play. Sometimes she wants the major role, and sometimes she says, "Nope, Mom, I just want to do the accompaniment part." It's like, okay, I'm good with that. I can handle that. But yeah, it gives her an idea of timings. I think that's part of it because she's not that good. And I grew up doing choir and stuff like that, so some people in our community would understand that, having potentially done choir themselves. But I'm used to the bone conduction sort of stuff. The bone conduction sort of tips and tricks, I guess you could say, where you stick your finger in your ear. Yes, that sounds weird, but it'll block. You don't really stick your finger in your ear per se, but you press your ear closed. And then the idea is that it's going to cause you to hear more of yourself through your bones. And then, but you keep the other ear clear. So do I. And it's not that bad, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. But the idea is you keep your other ear clear, and then you can hear what you're doing in comparison to what the music is supposed to be coming in the other side. Is that... what's the torch? Okay. So it's, I'm just going to take a quick boo around here and see what is it I'm missing other than torches. If it's just the torches, then I'll go around and put those in just so that they start bugging us. Nope. A few floor blocks. Okay. Yeah, so she's getting used to it. Me keep telling her that, but I'm also learning when to back off because if there's certain tips or tricks that just do not work for her, she's just never going to do them. I have to let her be because it's no point in making everybody's day miserable. It's actually fun because every once in a while, my son comes in and joins us just for kicks. I dug up the old Wii, like the Nintendo Wii system, and I've got the Beatles Rock Band, and the kids love it. I don't know why, but they love it. So we take turns, and then every once in a while when I'm just mucking around with like YouTube videos of karaoke stuff, the kids will come through and they say, oh, I want to do some Beatles stuff. Both of them. And that surprises me because in some cases they don't know the songs, so I mean, it's wishful thinking at best. But in other cases where they do know the songs, they have their favorites and more power to them for it. But it's just kind of neat to mess around for an afternoon or whatever. Fantastic Shock Fox does a lot of putting up with us being silly that way because I know that I will be like my grandmother on my father's side who would, well, for lack of a better term, would caterwaul to her heart's content. And she didn't care if anybody liked it. She says, I sing like an old lady, but I'm going to sing till I can't anymore, so tough luck. You're stuck with it. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. And I'm going to be one of those people. So, thou art fairly warned, right? Okay. Let's put these in there. Did I run out? Yes, I ran out. What is this room? Okay, that's going to be a library of sorts, I think. I can't put torches up there without having a tree there, so... let's put a block it doesn't like there for now, and then I can get the torches on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Oh, I missed some of the windows. Haha. Oh, nope, I didn't. That's not windows. Right here. I'll start on the north side and then sweep my way towards the south. That's doors. Okay, skip that. There's torches over here. Looking good so far. Get most of this room. I really will have to redo the lighting in here because it's terrible. That's fencing. I haven't started that. It's a random place for a torch. Sure. Oh, that was part of the kitchen zone. Okay, we don't need that. Some of these I'm looking at going, what is that for? I don't know about you. This is supposed to be the infirmary. When I put the beds in, I'm going to put them in some different directions. Because if you've ever been in a hospital, you really don't like having your feet to the wall and with your head out in the middle of nowhere. So, There's some minor things that are going to change logic-wise. And I have absolutely zero reason why they want, zero idea why they want a glowstone in there. Maybe I'll figure it out. I suspect it's supposed to be in lieu of a fire, but I don't mind spending the space to warm it up properly. Okay. I feel like I'm in a labyrinth. Jump. Oops. Okay. I mean, one way or the other, we're making progress, though, right? But it's kind of nice. I mean, I know I was mentioning oldies and stuff. For those of you that have been around the channel long enough, that you guys will know I'm very much an oldies fan, and the reasoning behind it is mostly that you can guarantee you're going to be able to hear the lyrics. So they're very singable. So when you're mucking around and singing along or whatever, that it is generally doable. I cannot... Ooh. Did I miss some glass? It looks like I did. I cannot say the same thing for a lot of modern music. The other concern I have is there's a lot of stuff you couldn't get away with, sort of quote-unquote back in the day when making music. In terms of what you... well, I mean, the majority of at least what I was exposed to was family-friendly. Okay. And that works really well, so it makes the music somewhat timeless. Exactly. Right? If Benson gets it. Where am I here? What was I looking for? Can't remember what I was looking for. Okay. Let's take another look up this. Actually, first off, need to sleep. Second off, I could always do the look with the free cam. Oh, come on. 25? Fine, let's get this stone. And some carrots. It's generally family friendly. Whereas just yesterday, I'm not going to say what the lyric was, but it rather surprised me. It wasn't a cuss, but there was a lyric that came on the radio that I was thinking to myself, okay, I get that, like, it would have been inside workday, so definitely not office friendly because most of that's family friendly too. And yet, yeah, it was a lyric that made me change the station pretty fast. Because it was about a guy singing about a thing a girl was doing. And I was just like, nope, I'm out of here. Because it happened to be within the workday, but definitely, like, it was after 3:30 or 4 o'clock. So I mean, I guess technically it could be outside the workday for some people in the drive home or whatever. But yeah, it was talking about where a lady's hands were, and I was like, no, my kids were in the room, so I just said, name a sorcerer radio station. They're like, what? I said, just name a sorcerer radio station. I don't care which one, just pick one now. And so they did, and then afterwards I explained why I was in such a rush to change it. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay. They were totally on board with me changing it. Because they didn't like it any more than I did. Once they found out what the reasoning was for changing the station. So, yeah, that's, I don't know. I guess I'm picky, maybe? Fantastic Shock Fox sometimes gives me the side eye a little bit when I'm say, are you sure about the content of this particular song? And he's like, it's fine. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where I left off with the flooring stone. Here I'm going around in circles. Oh, so I guess I must have got that part. I just sworn I started reaching into one of these rooms and... Huh. Okay, well, it'll be in here then. So in any case, it just surprised me, whereas oldies, you just don't get that. Right? Like, there were things that, I mean, come on. The kinds of things people do today with like twerking, for example, I'm not necessarily pro or anti-twerking. I mean, it's a grindy thing that I'm just not interested in. But one could say that that's a little further than, like, you know, classic Elvis the Pelvis. And no, I would not have gone gaga for him had I been the right age at the right era, but I can sort of see why some may have. Because people seem to find it appealing to do the other version now. And yes, I'm a prude. In case you hadn't figured that one out, I'm a prude. As in, like, when Fantastic Sherlock Fox first met me, for the most part, I don't know about first met me, but when we first got together, for the most part, he dressed kind of like Johnny Cash, and I was dressing in, like, turtlenecks. So, yeah. I haven't, actually. I haven't heard about that yet. But I probably should say yes, Scrublord. What I'll do for you this evening, to give you a rough idea where my brain was at, is I will... I've got a picture that was given to me for a birthday present. And because it's a Minecraft skin, I really don't think that the artist is going to have a problem with me sort of using it as an idea to riff off of. So I'll get that scanned for you and get it posted so that you can see what I was thinking. I'll DM it to you on Dadcraft's Discord. Now, for those of you that are unaware of what Scribbler's talking about, just about everybody else should know, because I think they're yik-yakking about it. But there is a Dadcraft 73 stream weekend happening this weekend. Yep. Excellent. I'm glad that works for you. Dadcraft 73 stream weekend. So it'll be from the Bedrock server, also known as Dadrock, and the Java server, which every time I turn around it's got a different name, but the one that seems to stick most is the coffee server, even though that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. I tried calling it Dadcaf, as in like decaf, or the fact that Dadcraft likes his coffee, but that didn't stick. And I was going to try real hard to make it stick, but it just, yeah. Too bad. Would have been nice to get a Dadcraft 73 reference in there, but whatever. Anyway, suffice to say, they'd made some noises, and so I will be taking part in this weekend's stream, but unlike usual when I have normally 2 slots in these stream weekends, I'm away at camp for scouts, so like I'll be away Friday and Saturday and getting back Sunday afternoon, hopefully. I mean, I'll be in plenty of time for the stream. There's no concern there, but yeah, it might be a little bit crispy. But so I'll be doing a Sunday, oh geez, I guess evening slot. My brain doesn't really want to convert right now. I think I'm doing the Eastern 7 to 9 Eastern slot, I think. So yeah, I got a lot on the plate, as you can imagine, because we're dealing with the Cub Scouts age. So we're 8 to 10-year-olds, which means that the older set get to plan their camps themselves. So if they generally don't want to do much at camp at all other than hang out, within reason, the Scouters kind of let them, because it's their camp. Usually they do something like a hike or some sort of activity or whatever, but they plan it themselves like the youth do. And the Scouters just have to make sure it's all safe and so on and so forth, and chaperone it and that kind of jazz. But even though that section is going this time as well, and I'd love to hang with them, unfortunately, the Cub section is going, the younger ones, and they do need me to be there. We're doing a compass orienteering type activity, which I'm sharing some of the workload with another one of the leaders, so it's not too bad. I'm also Master of Ceremonies for our campfire this year, which will be interesting if my voice goes out. But, so that's what I've been sort of had my brain on a lot this week. And had I thought about it properly, I wouldn't have started this monastery biz in advance, but if we get through the week, if we get some of this place built, then I could possibly maybe make a portion of next weekend fussing with the villagers to try and get the correct ones in here and putting up signage inside and stuff like that. Because although you wouldn't normally have signage in the real place for touristy purposes, it wouldn't hurt. And I thought about doing scenes from the books, from the Kedfile books, but now that I'm looking at the scale of these buildings, not being appropriately scaled to each other to even be realistic, then, the plan is rapidly evolving to be other than it originally was. Yeah, the Java coffee reference, but I just would have been nice if I could have thrown a Dadcraft 73 reference in there too. That's where the whole Dad Rock business came from, is the Bedrock server for Dadcraft, but You can only push a point so hard before you just tick off the community, and it's not worth it. Not worth upsetting people. Or confusing people. I mean, we have enough of that as it is. And I haven't really got a feel yet for who would be before me or how many people are coming from each of the servers this time. I'll take a look at that fairly soon, but once again, it's on the radar, but you know how those things go. Yes, that's the plan. So I'm a little bit over time. I just wanted to make sure I could get that stuff out of my hands. So you can see, guys, that we've got some pretty decent start. Oh, guess I got a bit of a mess to clean up. We've got a pretty decent start on our building. It's slowly coming together. So I think we shall leave it here, and I will probably do some AFK to make sure that I can get some more of the flooring blocks and so on ready to go for tomorrow. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to head ourselves out to Stormy, and I want to say thank you everybody who came in. And as soon as I can get that raid started, we'll name off names. Naming names. Oh, okay. That didn't work. You're very welcome, Scrublord. Interesting. So we're going to do this classically. Raid. Huge Stormy Owl. If I can spell correctly.
Mischief managed.
Awesome. Oh wow, that's interesting. Short timer. So, I want to say thanks very much to new follower Mike on Switch, and to Fantastic Shark Fox and Benson for being our awesome mods tonight, as well as our subscribed people in the channel. Thank you very much to Scrublord, ITT Tom, and Mike on Switch as well for dropping by. And anyone who's been lurking, if you've been lurking and you have not had your name read out, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out for a while, and we will see you guys over at Stormy's. I will be back tomorrow, noon Eastern on the nose. Ish. Just kidding. I'll be back noon Eastern tomorrow, and we'll do some more work on the monastery and see if we can get it rolling a bit more. Have yourselves a fantastic night, and goodbye for now.
Transfer complete.